Hello and welcome to another update video on Ethereum. So Ethereum is currently following the plan here still for lower prices. I mean, there are two scenarios we've been tracking. Both, however, allow for lower prices. Okay, so there's nothing clearly bullish here at the moment on the chart. Very, very clearly. How can I say that? Well, first of all, because of the context. So the market context, and I talked in previous videos again and again about the bigger picture. Looking at the larger context, the downtrend was expected to unfold further. At the very least, one more low in circle wave 5 to the downside. In the orange scenario, a broader B wave was possible, technically still is possible, but maybe we haven't even started that B wave yet. I mean, the orange count is only one of the scenarios. Basically, it gives us an upper resistance area. And then in the yellow scenario, a direct move to the downside had to be considered. The market is struggling and the yellow scenario appears to be leading, at least at the moment. It's important to understand that in both of these scenarios, I do not expect that a meaningful low has formed. That's very important, okay? So anybody who's trading this on the long side, I don't know why. If you're doing that, well, you might have a plan, but there is no 5-wave move up followed by a 3-wave pullback that's giving us any long trade setup or signal, okay? It's just not there. Of course, there's always a chance for a larger bounce, but the pressure appears downward. So if you're trading on the long side, at least based on this analysis, my view is that the pressure is downward, the larger trend is still down, okay? So of course, you know, if there's a setup for a C wave up, sometimes these can be traded. Again, that depends on you, your personality, your trading skills, but then we should see, at least for probabilities to be in, let's say, clearly in the direction of upside, we would need to see a 5-wave move up. But if you followed the last updates either on Discord or here on YouTube, then you know that this bounce was a 3-wave move. I mean, that's why I do all the work here with you every day, because what is really important to understand is not so much are we in a bull market or a bear market. Those are really just labels. What is really important is, are the bounces showing any impulsive strength, or do we just get weak corrective rallies? And honestly, and I think everybody can see that, we only get weak corrective rallies, 3-wave movements to the upside. Only the 5-wave move would give us a setup for higher prices. So clearly, price couldn't even break above the first resistance area, which I think talked about in the last video. So I think, I'm not convinced that this B wave has even started. So if it's the orange count, I just want to make everybody aware, of course, if we see any setup for higher prices, it could be, it could be the beginning of the orange B wave. But I don't think this was B already, even though it's technically possible, but it counts better at the moment as the yellow scenario, yeah? In the yellow scenario, we had here a wave 1 to the downside, a wave 2 to the upside, and this could be a 3rd wave down now, then 4, 5. I presented you a target in one of the previous videos, the $2,618 level, and said there is some Fibonacci confluence there. It seems far away still, but the idea was that we are likely going to get there. $2,626, $2,620, they kind of overlap there, these two levels. So if you're following the analysis already for some time, then you know this is my next target to the downside, and I do not see any evidence that a meaningful low has formed. Just a reminder, what would we need to see as an early indication that the bulls are taking the lead? Well, to start with, a 5-wave move up would help. I haven't said that. We haven't got a 5-wave move up yet anywhere. And then a break above the first resistance area would help, which is between $3,083 and $3,161. Also, that hasn't occurred. Upper resistance would then come into focus if we break above the lower one, but not even that has happened. So pressure remains to the downside. It's possible we move towards 2,618, or at least to the trend line here, which is not very well defined, I have to say. It's not the cleanest trend line, so I wouldn't use it for precision necessarily. Earliest indication now that a low of sorts has formed would be a break above this last swing high that formed at $3,115. That's the update on Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, then check out our X channel for additional updates, charts, news, and much more. There are many more updates here that you can find. A lot of updates also about my view about the bear market. Check it out if you're interested, and so on. So yeah, hope to see you there. Link is in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.